Hello, it's Melissa here, and I've got another layout to show you today. And for this one, I prepared my background ahead of time because I wanted the paint to dry. And so what I did was I took an acrylic paint dauber and I just roughly marked out around where this piece of floral paper will sit. And then once that was dry, I came in with my Delusion spray and just dropped some mist on. So I absolutely love this floral paper, so I knew I wanted it to be the main feature of my page, but in the background. And I would never use a paper this bold to be a whole background, but I think that it can feature quite nicely. And so I also wanted to use this crepe paper 4x6 cut apart with a heart on it, or hearts, and I found it really hard to use because I think none of the hearts are full and whole. So the easiest way for me, after playing with a few layouts and trying to make it work, without putting it in a Project Lifestyle pocket, the best way for me was just to cut that heart out and use it as an embellishment. So I'm also using that crepe paper cut apart. I think it says a love letter for you. Excuse me. And so I find that crepe paper products lend themselves really well to distressing. So with that one, I think I will distress around the edges with scissors, and I've lifted up the edges. Now, that there is the piece that's left over from the heart, and I'm using the other side. It's got a really pretty floral around the edge, so I'm just cutting that out, or cutting off the inside, and working out where I can tuck it. Now, obviously there is not the right place because floral on floral doesn't work well. Well, for me it doesn't anyway. So what you'll see I'll do is I'll put it behind, or to make an edge on that 3x4 card. This is made with my January hip kit, and I'm nearly there. I get to the point with the kit where I just want to stop using it and move on to my next one, but I tell myself that I've just absolutely got to kill the kit before I move on. So it can be challenging at the end, and it can also be, I guess, boring. Not boring, just annoying because I want to get to my next kit. But anyway, I do love the challenge of seeing what I can come up with. So this photo is of me and my two girls, and my husband took it, and it was on our wedding anniversary, which is 20th of September, and it was our 11-year anniversary last year. And so what my husband did was he planned this little trip for us, and he took us, for the kids as well, to some of the places that we'd been on our wedding day, such as the church where we got married, and where we had our reception. And then we ended up in Arrowtown, which is about 10 minutes from our house, and we went to a cafe for morning tea, I think. And so he took this photo of me and the girls. And Brielle, our baby, was only 5 months in this photo, so looking at this now, it's hard to believe that she's nearly 1. They grow so fast, and I think I'm really grateful that I've got my scrapbooks because I can look back. And I think when you have more than one child, in those early months and weeks when you're sleep deprived, you do forget what stage and what they look like and what they're up to. So I am really grateful that I've got a lot of memories recorded for each of my children. So for this layout, I wanted to write a letter to my girls about, I guess, what they're like now, and what I want them to remember and keep in mind for the future. And so it's like my hopes and prayers for them, that they have a strong friendship and that they look out for each other and that they know how much I love them. Now, obviously, I've got Sam as well, my son, who's the oldest, and this is not a letter for him, this is for my girls. And you might think, oh, that's a bit strange, but it's actually not, because he has other pages where I've written my heart for him. So this one really is for my girls because there's 5 years between them and I want them to always be close and look out for each other. So hope that makes sense. So here I've just called it my heart, and I wanted to move the my thickers over, but they wouldn't because they left a bit of a mark on the heart. So I've just put a heart next to there to make it not so obvious. And that little string of hearts there, that is the kind of piece that I would hoard. And so it's really, really good for me to get it down on my layout. Just adding some of those Dear Lizzie enamel dots and the layout's pretty much done. I read once somewhere that someone said you've got to be careful not to make groups of 3 look like Mickey ears, which with Disneyland, somewhere we haven't been yet but hope to go in the future, so whenever I'm placing them in 3s I always bear that in mind. I got that pink puffy sticker down finally, which is great. Now that tab there, I went to a crop on Wednesday night and I was so tired because my baby's been teething and waking a lot in the night and I've been working a lot that actually all I was capable of doing was having a cup of tea and cutting out or punching out a couple of those tabs with my friend's punch. So there I'm just adding the word love with that Dear Lizzie stamp. Just adds a bit more interest and the layout is completed. So I've got a final shot and some close-ups. Thanks so much for watching and I'll be back again soon. Take care.